Welcome back on a rainy Tuesday. You're watching the Now Detroit.
Yeah, big trouble for Fiat-Chrysler. The automaker is now accused of underreporting the number of deaths related to its vehicles. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration is calling the discrepancy significant. It comes about 2 months after the automaker agreed to pay fines of $105 million for failing to report recalls and fix vehicles quickly. Now Fiat-Chrysler could be facing new fines. In a statement, the company says it takes this issue, quote, extremely seriously and will continue to cooperate with the investigation.
Joining us now to talk about this is Autoline Daily host John McElroy. John, how much is this going to hurt Fiat-Chrysler, do you think?
Well, I think it's going to hurt them in the sense that they already paid a $105 million fine for dragging its feet on all kinds of recalls. And now NHTSA's saying that they underreported the number of people who were killed or injured in defective vehicles. And undoubtedly, they're going to face another big fine.
John, how does this happen? I mean, I believe that maybe that they were notified a couple months ago about the underreporting of deaths, and it just came out today, perhaps?
Yeah, Joanne, that's a great question, because what Chrysler is saying is that it notified NHTSA that it found some sort of discrepancies in the way that it collects the data. NHTSA, on the other hand, that's the safety agency, is saying, wait a minute, we told Chrysler or FCA about this problem. So first we got to get to the bottom of who knew what when, and now we're going to have to face, or FCA is going to have to undoubtedly face, another black eye in the public, and the fact that it's going to have to pay undoubtedly another big fine.
So, John, on the scale of the ignition switch and the Takata airbags, where does this one rank? Is it worse, better, what?
Well, Stephen, it seems to be a reporting problem, so it's not nearly as serious as the GM ignition switch or the Takata airbag. But Chrysler has, or FCA, I should say, has a history now of sort of dragging its feet on these things. And, you know, when you look at the $105 million, we'll see what this next fine is going to come out to. I think it's entirely possible that FCA is going to pay more in fines than it is going to pay to the UAW in the upcharge for its new contract. Wow. And so it just seems crazy that they're having these big negotiations with the union, but dragging their feet when it comes to these recalls.
John, we said underreporting deaths here. Do we know what the number we're talking about of deaths? I haven't seen that number in any articles today.
No, you're right, Joanne. Nobody said anything about it. All we've heard is Mark Rosekind, the administrator at NHTSA, say that they significantly underreported these deaths. I don't know what that means. Does that mean 5? Does it mean 50? Does it mean 1,000? We don't know that yet.
John, on a separate subject, this whole VW issue, them essentially cheating their emissions testing, how big is this going to end up being, and how badly is this going to hurt VW?
Big. Stephen, this is going to be huge. I mean, you know, presumably the U.S. government or the agencies involved could fine Volkswagen up to $18 billion. That doesn't include any of the lawsuits that are already starting to be filed. This doesn't include what's going on in Europe or other places of the world. This is going to set Volkswagen back for years. And remember, it's not just Volkswagen, the brand. It includes Audi. And in other markets, it includes other brands that we do not see in the United States, Seat and Skoda and some others. So it's really serious.
I think that people shake their head when they hear this story about VW and say, how could this even happen? But I think we've actually said that in a lot of cases lately when we see the automakers and the issues they've been facing.
Joanne, I'm actually depressed about this.
Yeah.
Look, I'm a big cheerleader for this industry. I believe in it. But when you look at what Toyota and General Motors and Ford and FCA and Hyundai and now Volkswagen have done, it's disturbing. I've never seen anything like it.
John McElroy, we thank you for your time, one of the most informed voices in the automotive industry. We always appreciate your input.
Thank you.